We are entering an era in America unlike anything you can possibly fathom, and unlike anything you have seen in this country before. You have seen it in other nations. You've never seen it here. If you're shocked today, you shouldn't be. But if you are, shake yourself awake, because let me tell you something. This is only the beginning. This is just the tip. This is how it starts. This, in 10 years, in 20 years, if Donald Trump is arrested publicly by Alvin Bragg, you will look back on it as a tiny blip in the radar of a million of these that took place between today and 20 years from now when you look back. This is not some final outrage. This is not some final culmination. This is the beginning. Why? Where are we going? What is happening? Well, here's where we're going. Alvin Bragg is not only a communist, he is a George Soros-funded communist. George Soros, everyone knows who he is by now. I'm not going to bore you with the details. We're not even going to go into, again, why this guy still has a citizenship in this country. He should have had his citizenship revoked, been shipped out of our shores with the promise of prison time if he ever enters the United States of America again, or a dime of his money enters politics. Instead, because we have a clown country run by losers in both parties now who don't care about America, they allow a foreign-born billionaire to not only sink millions and millions of dollars into political races of DAs who promise to turn violent criminals loose, they allow him to do this and brag about it. George Soros has been on camera with the grocery bags under his eyes, bragging a million times about why he does what he does, and he said publicly on camera that he has no intention of stopping. We now, remember we told you on this show, 75, it's way more than Alvin Bragg, 75 DA races around the country funded by Soros, and now his son, who really runs most of it. That number goes up to 7,500 within a decade. Alvin Bragg is but a taste. Okay, so let's go there. In the future, the DAs are going to be crazier and crazier. But where are those DAs coming from? Well, how does one get to be the district attorney of the most important city on the entire planet, New York City? How's that humanly possible? You come up through the elite parts of society. The elite parts of our society, and I'm really talking about our elite university system, is the reason why Alvin Bragg and Trump's arrest are only the beginning. Because as we stand right now, as you're sitting there listening to the sound of my voice, there is an entire class, multiple classrooms actually at Harvard, Stanford, Columbia, NYU, and every other elite city in the country where the next generation of lawyer is learning to be a committed communist who not only rewards his friends, who punishes his enemies, a committed communist who understands law, constitution, right, wrong, good, bad. These things don't matter at all. What matters is getting power and using that power against the people who you hate. And that Stanford law student tonight, he's the judge tomorrow. He's the DA tomorrow. You ever heard of the Great Marianas Turkey Shoot? The Great Marianas Turkey Shoot is a nickname given to the Battle of Leyte Gulf in World War II. I'm not going to go into the details. I'm not doing a history segment. You should know that this is towards the end of World War II as our fleet was getting closer and closer to Japan. We got in a huge naval air battle with Japan. And the numbers on it are honestly, when you read the numbers, you'll think they're wrong. It's staggering how badly we just swept them out of the skies and mopped the floor with the Japanese. This is coming back to us today. Just hang with me for a second. We mopped the floor with them so badly, we were just shooting their planes out of the sky like they were nothing. Our planes were shooting out their planes, that they called it the Great Marianas Turkey Shoot because it took place in the Marianas Islands, and it was just a turkey shoot, a bunch of big, worthless planes getting shot down. Now, what's part of the reason why that happened? Is it because the Japanese Zero at the beginning of World War II was so much worse than our fighter planes? No, we actually had worse fighter planes coming, but the Japanese knew something. They knew it, tried to fight against it, but couldn't overcome it. What they knew was every Zero that got shot out of the sky wouldn't be replaced, but they knew there were American factory assembly lines churning out fighter plane after fighter plane after fighter plane after fighter plane after fighter plane, and the reinforcements are coming and they can't reproduce them. 4 million students this year are graduating from college, and they'll graduate 4 million more next year, and 4 million more the year after that, and 4 million more the year after that. And unlike you and your life and your father's life and your grandfather's life and great-grandfather's life, you know how many of those people are committed communists who want to destroy everything about you, from your job to your food to your car to the color of your freaking skin?
I'm a big believer in affinity space and affinity work. And I think people of color need to get away from white people and have some community with each other.
4 million a year. And they're graduating from our elite university system, and they're going into law. They're going into the medical industry in this country. They're going to be your doctor. They're going to be your nurse. They're going to be your hospital administrator. They're going to go become professors to make sure the next generation of communists is trained and ready to go. They're going to be your United States senators. They're going to be sitting on your local school board. They're going to be running your city council. While you're going to work today, they're going to be getting in the local public library to make sure a drag queen can dance for your 5-year-old son. You see, where we're at today is but a glimpse of where we're going.